Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're up and running. Well, Fabio Cannavaro may not be a giant in physical terms, Jim, but his reputation, his presence are as imposing as they come.
Yeah, he's proof positive that being a top-class centre-half isn't all about physicality and height. You know, he's only 5'9", but he's imperious in the air. It just goes to show the importance of how he reads the game, the anticipation, the positioning.
And here's Thuram. Thuram plays it in low. Muslera deals with that nice and simple. And they can counter here. Great work on the overlap. He's found a way through. Now the ball in. Hernandez clears it away. Arsenal have it back and can go again. Thuram. Now it's Thuram.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
That's a cute ball. Skims one in. Kane is herring after that one. Now it's Kane. Nicely shaped ball. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Couldn't squeeze it through. Now, can they get him away? Thuram, surely Thuram! And that is wildly off target.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Well, that looks a decent ball. Oh, he's played it in low. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. Oh, that's a key interception. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Madueke. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. And Guardiol, Son Heung-min is in a really good position out wide. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. And we have our very first corner. Here's the header! And it's been hooked away. Goes for goal! It's hit the crossbar. And now they can spring out of defence. Played into space. That's beautifully weighted. He's had it taken off him.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
Alexis Sanchez. Musiala goes back to front. Threads one in. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Hernandez spots it and intercepts. Now it's Thuram. And this is Alexis Sanchez.
He looked rushed. He should have waited for some movement.
Quality ball. Cannavaro makes the interception. Thuram. Elizondo can clear it away. And it's lofted through here. Oh, this looks sharp. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Inter clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Takes a shot! Well, now it's a race for the... Oh, what has happened here? Madueke tries across. Tries to get it clear. And he's there to belt it away. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Distributed tidily. Looking for the run. Thuram. Aimed at the far side. And that's the keeper's ball. Thuram played with finesse. Can he spark a counter here? Drills one in. Oh, well, that is not a great touch.
Oh, what a dampener that was, just when we were hoping he'd turn up the heat.
And the referee has blown for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I don't think we need the stats to be on the screen to tell us about the pass completion rate, which has been obviously a letdown in this first half. All too often we've seen players left frustrated because of poor decision-making and just a general sloppiness. So I'm sure the boss will be getting stuck into his players to improve and improve quickly.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time. So, into the second half.
Arsenal have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
He's had a shot! What a wonderful goal!
Well, I'd love to know, Peter, what kind of chin-up the players got in order for that to happen so soon. Whatever was said by the boss, who's looking absolutely pumped on that sideline, really has given all of those players a renewed sense of purpose.
Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
Arsenal have taken the lead.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter.
Can he get on the end of this? He has found the way through. Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Hernandez. Time and again they are repelled. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. That has ended up in no man's land. Played into space. Can he get onto this? Good ball, good take. Ah, that's a fine interception. Hernandez. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, it's approaching that time where you have to decide whether you stick or twist, Peter. I'm inclined to think the latter, but the boss probably has quite a few things.
Oh, that's horribly mistimed, and it's given penalty. And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. This then to draw level. A formality, we're level. Not a twitch, not a blink.
That's a good penalty. Made the keeper commit early and set himself up for quite a comfortable finish.
Arsenal have opted to make another change here. It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Arsenal have, after this, one further opportunity to make a substitution. Musiala pokes it out wide. And here's Thuram. And that was asking for too much. Ericsson. And here's Thuram. Arsenal perhaps contemplating their next change here. Could move up a gear here. Alexis Sanchez. Elustondo. Son Heung-min. Son Heung-min getting forward. He steps in, and that's the end of that. He's going to be disappointed with that. 75 minutes played. Pass somewhat off target. Hernandez. Thuram has it out wide and in space. Alexis Sanchez, and a header! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
Well, we could be headed for a scenario in which next goal is the winner. That chance could have been it too.
And he goes cross-field.
Well spotted.
And it's Son Heung-min. Son Heung-min. Boga. He's through here.
It was indecision all round. They have to do a bit better than that.
Oh, he's been caught napping. Aimed beyond the defence. It's a sweeping cross. Ake gets it clear.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Decent chance! Incredible! Just incredible! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Inter Milan down the way, forcibly. Now they must hold out.
Well, these last few moments are going to be pretty frantic, I would think, as the opposition try tooth and nail to get back into this. We're never done till it's completely done.
It's a pretty loose pass. Boga. Thuram. Boga providing an outlet on that flank. He's shifting through the gears here. Referee has just said play on. Akanji.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
He is through here. Might be danger here. Now, and the shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. It's loose here and they'll want to reclaim it. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Again, that is a tale of one that got away. A position of great promise they established. Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, there is here a great sense of expectation as, to universal contentment, the Emirates embraces Arsenal once more. So we're very much on the way now. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, the contributions made by Barella, I think, will be key here, Peter. He loves to take up that right half space, we know that, but while he may not necessarily have the final pass or the assist for a goal, he'll have been involved in the move somewhere along the line. He's that kind of player. He's always there or thereabouts, and he's the kind of fella you want in your team.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Van Dijk, lofted upfield. Well timed, excellent interception. Oh, they could break here. Guardiola. Oh, can he get onto this?
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
That should be the goalkeepers, and it is. Madueke. Nice control. Arsenal appearing to have the better of things in these early exchanges. Musiala. And it's Van Dijk. It's Vinicius Junior.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
The pass has gone astray. Musiala. Back to the keeper it goes. Keeper's got good distance on that. Now it's Ibrahimovic. And it's Barella. Rice takes the shot! Now who's going to be first? Oh, he's been caught on it here! Now it's Schneider. Madueke.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Mbappe. Picked out brilliantly. It's Ibrahimovic! Van Dijk. Vinicius Junior going after that. Koundé gets across to intercept that. Van Dijk. Not the most accurate pass. Throw in. Half an hour played now. Elustombo. And they've switched it over to the other side.
Good ball, that too.
Van Dijk. Nuno da Costa. And it's De Bruyne. Guardiola. Mbappe. Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless. Good running, strong and purposeful. It's a good foot in there. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
And that's a good ball. Nuno da Costa. Half-time getting close now. Now Van Dijk. That's an imaginative pass.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Schneider plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Mbappe! He's had a shot! In he goes again! They've scored!
Surprise, surprise. Look who turns up to give his side the ultimate lift before the break.
So, a temporary halt to the action. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Arsenal finding themselves behind by just one goal at the break.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
So that's it for the first half, and everyone takes a well-earned rest.
Substitutions taking place.
Away we go again.
Arsenal really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Now it's Ibrahimovic. Cross goes in there. Guardiola getting this one clear. Alexander-Arnold gets flagged offside. Threads one in. And they're quick to get it back. Van Dijk. Guardiola. Ibrahimovic. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them. It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Floated through. Muscular approach does pay off here. Muslera punts it upfield. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Vinicius Junior.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Now, can they get him away? Crosses it in. Decent chance! He's got a goal! They are right back in business.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
And how about that for a volley? Executed to perfection.
It's a really, really good goal, and not just the way he finished it. He had to read the whole situation as it developed.
Substitution in progress. The attendance
Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. So they have it all to do again.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Oh, what a mistake! Cross needs to... He's rising! That has earned a reprieve for the time being. And it's Barella. Barella! Barella! He's got away with one there. Araujo is there, and he can pick it up. Can he get it through? Nicely aimed pass. De Bruyne. And here's the chance to counter. Nuno da Costa. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Paz. Shevchenko.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Good ball, good take. Might be danger here. And the shot! That was quite a hit. And that could well leave a mark. Oh, that's horribly mistimed, and it's given. Penalty. Arsenal really could have done without this.
Number 9.
So where will he
Coming
go?
on the field is number 38.
Well taken goal. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
Yeah, the keeper was trying to make him think that he was going to dive one way here. Could have just held a little longer.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Kawasaki Frontale have their lead.
Yeah, being awarded the penalty is one thing now, but finding the net under so much pressure at this stage of affairs is another. So a big well done from me, certainly, for him keeping a cool head.
Tries a deft little ball. Juke is wide and looking to get onto this. Keeper has taken decisive action.
Kawasaki Frontal surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Tries a shot! It's a goal! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
And that was as close to certain as can be.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
It is compelling, this, utterly compelling.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
That pass isn't the best.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, that's fabulous. And the shot! Oh, wow, that's crazy! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Well, they've done the hard part, now to survive the last few minutes. Well, there's the shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
All hands on deck for this one. Terrific effort! And there goes their last chance. Arsenal have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled themselves through unwaveringly to win. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Arsenal against Arsenal.
Have a look at this. It is what you anticipate here these days in London North 7. An undulating red and white wave, an Arsenal wave which envelops the team. So things are underway. Well, for me, Jim, this one was always going to be about just one man. Always has been, always will be.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, a guy seemingly unbound by normal human limits.
Nothing.
He's going for goal! Not a bad try by any means.
Well, he doesn't have hit a clean strike. The moment he was in that position, you knew he was going to smash it.
Now it's Madueke. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. That's a bullish header! And oh, he's got that completely wrong.
That was really good pressure. They did enough to put him off in the end.
Gerrard. Now it's Yamal. Now he's off and running. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Kimmich. That's an imaginative pass. They're battling for the right to play in the early stages. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Oh, that looks a good ball through. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Ronaldo! Superb! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. Arsenal take the lead. We knew what was coming, and he has outfoxed the keeper again.
Well, he always had the measure of the keeper there. Such confidence and composure.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Madueke. Madueke proves... And a header! Off the post! He doesn't look too happy with that.
Well, that face says it all. I think I'd feel the same way, not that I was ever an expert at finishing or anything like that.
Oh, that is a nice touch. Goes for the shot! It's bounced back off the post. Vardiol tries to clear. Madueke.
Arsenal are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Cherki threads one in. Look at the space here.
Arsenal really are one of these sides that pride themselves on their ability to maintain possession.
Yeah, and some would say that that means they play the game the right way.
Yeah, but of course, it's decisive passes that's going to matter in the longer term. There's no good in holding on to the ball just for the sake of it.
Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Now, what about a counter-attack? Piqué gets over and intercepts. Lahm is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Just more than 15 minutes till half-time. Ball's gone out of play. Cherki. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Pele. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now there's a fine ball. Chance! Oh, how's that for a goal? He's got himself an absolute peach. And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. He just absolutely speared that in.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
Arsenal are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it. Now,
a header! Oh, it's fallen kindly here. Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
Totti! That was quite a test for the goalkeeper.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Arsenal have the chance to go the other way. Ibrahimovic. Cherki. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Pass somewhat off target. Madueke. Kimmich. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Cherki. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And here's Yamal. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Ooh, can he get onto this? Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Not the most accurate pass. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Now it's Yamal. Oh, well measured. Can he finish? Caught offside that time. And the referee has blown for half-time. Well, who would have thought it? A huge chasm between the two teams already, and it might grow even wider in this second half.
Please be
just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. So the action resumes. Arsenal not having the rob of the green at the moment. They are trailing. Shot could be on. And he shoots! Oh, that's a waste.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst decision in the world to go for the shot, even if he was being closely marshalled.
Pele, Gerrard, looking tidy in possession here. Son Heung-min. Pele can see things others simply cannot. Gerrard, in with the challenge. Arsenal couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do. Oh no, this does not look good.
There's no respite if you're being chased down like this.
Pele has found the net here, of course. And this is Ibrahimovic. It's Ibrahimovic! Great strike. A test for the keeper.
Well, that always looked a little ambitious for me, but still, at least he had the confidence to take it on.
Substitution for Arsenal.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Coming on the field is number 9.
Goes for a shot! And for sure, that was not one of his best. Plays the ball back.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards. Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
In towards the back stick. And it's safely in the keeper's hands.
Arsenal clearly are trying to mix things up here, keeping their opponents guessing.
Gerrard.
The attendance for this match was
Son Heung-min looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind him up in the process, Peter.
Substitution for Arsenal, number 18.
Arsenal have opted to make another change here.
Well, this could be a bit of a nightmare scenario for the defence, as you're going to be facing a very willing runner now, especially one that likes to make those runs beyond the defensive line.
Arsenal have, after this, one further opportunity to make a substitution. Now it's Totti, played out towards the right wing. Arsenal do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. Gerrard, a picture of focus and alertness. Oh, they can break here. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Lahm. Cherki. And here's Yamal. Yamal going face-to-face with his great rival.
That's good defensive concentration.
And that's another good win of the ball. Kimmich. And it's Kimmich. Kimmich cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like...
Son Heung-min! No, poor contact, nothing on the shot.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get. Lamine Yamal clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Can he get it through? And that is headed, getting up there! Harmlessly behind.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Number 20, Madueke. Coming on the field, number 22, number 13, Rashford.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Cherki. Picks out, he's had a shot! It's a goal! Just cruising! They are cruising! And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
This is a gloriously greedy performance. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Musiala did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Iniesta. And Cherki taken off it pretty forcefully. Oh, he's having a go! Elustombo. Tries to pass it through. Tries a shot! And it... Oh, good finish! Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
At least that has given their people something to smile about. That's a decent clearance.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
Into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. That's really well cleared. He's a sharp little ball here. And that's that. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs and chumps.